Thanks so much for being with us for this Fox 43 Finds Out special. I'm Jackie DeTore. Fox 43 Finds Out is always watching the latest scams and consumer news to make sure your money and information stays where it belongs, with you. Even so, you should still be on top of your personal information year-round. And some companies claim they can help you with that for a fee. Fox 43 finds out if you should pay someone to cut down on your digital footprint. Okay, admit it. You've Googled yourself. And no, it doesn't make you a narcissist. We've all done it. In fact, cybersecurity experts like Dr. Bruce Young at Harrisburg University says you should do it every once in a while.
You can plug your name into, Chat GPT and find out what information comes back. And it's a great way to check to see what misinformation is actually being gathered about you.
So for fun, let's play a game. I asked ChatGPT what my favorite sports teams are. And as sad as it is that I root for the Mets and Jets, AI did get it right. Okay, sure. I'm on TV every day, so my life may be a bit more public, but you might be surprised by how much the internet knows about you too.
The amount of information that's being sold behind our backs out there is affecting our lives in ways that we can see and feel every day.
That's Robert Chevelle. He's the CEO and co-founder of Delete Me. It's a company that helps to remove some of your personal information from the web. He says the sale of your data all starts with data brokers.
They are companies like whitepages.com and Spokeo and hundreds of other companies that have taken information that we've given out and not paid any attention to because fine print exists in America all over the place. And they've aggregated it into profiles that have lots and lots of detail about all of us.
Then they sell that information, and you end up with more spam calls, text, and emails. But how did the data brokers get that information in the first place? Chevelle says they can get it from social media websites or even a harmless puzzle app you download on your phone.
If you use free products, you are the product.
That's where Delete Me comes in. You can pay a company like them, or OneRep, Optree, and a whole bunch of others to help remove some of your information from these data brokers. The goal is to get your personal information out of the hands of people who could use it against you or your family. But it's not one and done.
It's not a complete safeguard, right? There's still a lot of your information out there.
These companies often have subscriptions where you have to pay every month or year for their agents to continuously check as new data brokers pop up with your information.
So it is sort of a game of whack-a-mole that is never ending.
Do you think there is a little bit of a stigma? Because I feel like maybe when you guys first started and years ago when things weren't as big as they were now, that when you would pay someone to do this, it's likely because you wanted them to hide something, right? You wanted something to not be high up on the Google search, whether it was, a comment you made or something like that. But that's not really the case anymore because it is so easy to really access everyone's information.
That's right. And most of our customers that come to us say, hey, I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't want it to be so easy to be found by anybody.
Of course, you don't have to pay someone to do this. It's time consuming to find all these data brokers, but you could do that yourself. Delete Me even has a DIY guide on their website on how you can do so. But whether you decide to pay or not, cybersecurity experts think it's a good idea to try to remove yourself from as many of these sites as possible.
It is what seems like a good starting point, at least, to protect your data.
Now, if you do decide you want to pay someone, the costs can vary. Fox 43 finds out that these companies can charge you anywhere from $3 to $25 a month for a service like this. And if you want to see if it's worth it, you can try it for a few months and then truly keep tabs to see if you're getting less of those spam calls, text, and emails. Now, in our next Fox 43 Finds Out, we wanted to know how much is a $2 bill really worth? There's been a lot of chatter online that those $2 bills that you have saved somewhere could be worth thousands. Fox 43 Finds Out takes some bills to the experts to see if you can get more bang for your buck. The $2 bill, featuring Thomas Jefferson. Many of us keep these somewhere in our home because, well, We're not so sure why, but someone, somewhere, told us they're special.
They're the one bill that just doesn't come across that often.
Michael Steinmetz says he has people coming into his coins and currency shop in York County all the time, asking if these bills are worth more than $2. And more times than not, the answer is no. Mostly because the U.S. government still prints these.
They're printed relatively sporadically. They're not printed every single year. They're printed when the government feels like it.
There's been a lot of chatter online recently that these bills could be worth a lot of money. You kind of looked into the article. I think one of the things was that it could be worth $4,800. Yeah. All right, so could one of these be worth $4,800?
Almost never.
But how rare does a $2 bill need to be to fetch thousands of dollars from collectors? It comes down to a serial number.
Someone had, I believe it was a number 1. So it'd be like getting that note in your hand and looking down and seeing all zeros and then a 1 at the end. And I believe that note is also brand new and never used. It's a combination that just doesn't happen, which is why that note was worth so much money.
Steinmetz says with these $2 bills, the older they are, the more likely they'll be worth more than $2, but not too much more.
The 1963 and 53 series, those do have additional value. Once again, none too crazy though. $3, $4 a piece on regular notes. Really gorgeous ones, then yeah, you can do a lot more money. You can probably get $20 or $30 on a perfect note.
I brought him 5 $2 bills I found in my home, just in case they were worth something more.
Well, unfortunately, these are 2017 series. So no, they are worth face value.
Well, there goes that dream. Steinmetz says mostly anything that would make a $2 bill worth a lot of money is the same thing that would make any bill worth more money. Those rare serial numbers, different color seals, or they're just really old.
I did have a young gentleman who works at a local gas station who found a number 820. So it's all zeros and the number 8. And that was worth $400. But it's a very rare thing to have happen.
So what should you be looking for to actually make money on your money? A lot more money is typically found in your change.
Look out for silver. Really is the easiest way to find value in your coinage. All of our quarters, dimes, and halves from 1964 and older were made of 90% silver. And a silver quarter right now is worth $5 or more.
So I got my $10 here. I'm probably just better off spending these next door getting a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Absolutely.
And if this story still has you feeling inspired to see if your $2 bill stash is worth something more to collectors, we do have a link on FOX43.com where you can check.
That is the most disturbing part, is that it just takes my forged signature and my address for this all to happen.
That York County woman ended up being a customer of an energy company she never signed up for or approved. And she's not the only one. Fox 43 finds out how this could even happen and what's being done to stop it. Not even close.
Not even close.
Dargroff never thought a signature could be so important. This document, with her name signed on it, prompted a battle for this woman from York County. But she didn't even know until she got this piece of mail.
I thought that it was just junk. You know, at first I wasn't even going to open it.
Now, though, she's glad she opened this letter from an energy company.
I received a letter from Indra Energy stating that my request was approved for energy through that supplier and my enrollment was being processed.
But she never signed up for anything with this company. She never even spoke to anyone from Indra. Groff is a PPL customer, and she does shop around for her energy supplier, but she didn't shop for this.
I then called Indra because I wanted to find out what was going on from this company. I wanted to let them know that I did not authorize this. I did not enroll in their company. I've never even heard of them.
She says she eventually talked to an Indra supervisor who told her it all started with a door-to-door sales agent.
Basically, she signed my name on a document, and all that document had was my name and my address. And it had fake phone number and no email listed.
Groff actually got a copy of that signature from Indra, and she says it's the proof that someone else signed her name.
I never make my G's that way.
Fox 43 finds out this is called slamming. It's when a customer's energy supplier is switched to a new supply contract without their permission. And it's illegal.
So I was feeling very frustrated and upset and taken advantage of.
And it seems so often. It's so easy to get scammed these days. You know, we click on a link, we see a deal that's too good to be true. None of that was the case here. You were truly taken advantage of, and it seems like this is just fraud.
Exactly. That's the point that is really hitting home, that I didn't do anything. I didn't click on anything like you said. I didn't answer the phone and give the wrong information. This is just another way that people can scam people, and it's fraudulent activity, and it really is really upsetting.
She was able to cancel the service with Indra, but because of a lag over a weekend, she was actually an Indra customer for a few days. Eventually, she was able to switch back to her original supplier, but she has no idea why she was targeted.
When we look back at our cameras, nobody was canvassing that area that day. So where did this person come from? Are they sitting somewhere and just Googled names? Did they just find my address? Did they drive by? I have no idea.
Fox 43 Finds Out did reach out to Indra, and the company told us they hire third-party companies for door-to-door marketing. They also said, quote, "We are unable to determine how this door-to-door marketer obtained consumer information. However, the marketer has been terminated." While Groff is glad to hear that, she still thinks more needs to be done to prevent this in the future.
I really just want to know what the state is going to do about this. I feel like somewhere somebody needs to be held accountable.
And Fox 43 Finds Out did reach out to various state agencies. The Pennsylvania Attorney General's office tells us there have been other recent and similar complaints about Indra Energy, but couldn't confirm or deny that they're investigating these claims. The Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission is investigating Groff's case. We had several questions for the PUC, like if they plan on suspending Indra Energy, which is actually licensed under POMCO. Now, a spokesperson told us it would be inappropriate to do an interview about this case because it's under investigation. Now, what is unfortunate about slamming is that it's hard to stop it before it happens right now. We do have information, though, about what you can do to catch it quickly so you don't end up stuck with a huge bill. That's on fox43.com. And now let me introduce you to the person you are likely to meet on any dating website these days. And by person, I mean ChatGPT. Yeah, artificial intelligence is behind a lot of dating profiles because it's easy. Scammers are hoping to trick you by using AI to create fake profiles. And Fox 43 finds out how you can spot the fake. In less than 10 seconds, I prompted ChatGPT to create a dating profile for a woman in her 30s, 5'5", blonde hair, green eyes, with a dog and who works full-time. Apparently, her name is Sarah. All you would have to do at that point is then take a Google image search of the same description, and I have now created a fake girl looking for love in less than a minute. This is how easy it is for scammers and how hard it can be to find someone real if you're looking for love online.
People are lonely, they're looking to connect, and online relationships are so normal these days.
Bree Fowler focuses on cybersecurity at CNET. She says while AI can make romance scams easier to produce, it's still the same formula.
Romance scams, just like any other scam out there, are looking to get your money or your personal information.
The latest numbers from the Federal Trade Commission shows people lost more than $1 billion from romance scams in 2022. And that's only the people who reported the fraud. The real number is likely even higher. So here are 3 things you can keep in mind. If anyone is asking for money up front to meet you or for some sort of hardship, it's a scam. And if they're asking for you to pay in cryptocurrency or that they'll even help you learn how to invest in crypto, run.
It's a lot easier to transfer large amounts of money. And the thing is, with crypto, it's designed to be anonymous. So if that money's gone, it's usually gone.
Reverse Google image search any photo on their profile. That way you can see if it's been used in other places, under other names, or other profiles entirely. And finally, try to meet the person in real life, in a public place, or at the very least, a video chat where you can actually see the person. If they blame a bad connection or something else like a job in the middle of the ocean, just move on. And if you're wondering who is most likely to fall for these scams, well, it's pretty much everyone. A recent study by a bank in the UK found men are more likely to become victims, but women tend to lose more money when they do fall for these scams. Getting groceries delivered is a luxury that plenty of people use. Typically, you know you're going to pay a little bit more than doing the shopping yourself, but are there even more hidden fees that you don't see? FOX43 finds out. Just about a quarter of Americans no longer hit the checkout line at the grocery store. According to Drive Research, 22% of U.S. shoppers order their groceries online and have them delivered to their home. Most places that deliver have a clear delivery fee posted when you check out. But FOX43 finds out there could be extra hidden costs depending on where you live and what you buy. Fox 43 viewer Shannon discovered on a recent delivery order from Giant that she was paying much more than if she were to pick up the exact same order at the store. And we're not just talking about a delivery fee here. That $7.95 charge and tip for the driver is clear. But it's the price of individual products that vary. So much so that the price difference between her delivery and pickup order was more than $46. Fox 43 Finds Out did our own investigation and found similar results. We set up 2 orders, both with the same exact items. One was a curbside pickup at a Giant in York County, the other, a delivery to an address near that store in York. We had 39 items in our order. 12 of them had the same price between pickup and delivery, but the majority of them, 25 individual items, were more expensive. You can see here the same hot dog pack is more than $1 when delivered. The ground beef, chicken, and cheese are all almost or about $1 more. Then the bacon seems to be on sale for almost $4 less. But that's one of only 2 items we found to be cheaper. The total difference between the delivery and pickup orders came to $16.85. And that's even before adding the $7.95 delivery fee or tip. This is just the price of the actual food. Remember that viewer Shannon? She asked a Giant employee about how this is possible, saying it seemed deceptive not to list the price difference somewhere. She was told in a chat that items are more for delivery than pickup. When Shannon asked where that was disclosed, she didn't get an answer. So Fox 43 Finds Out reached out to Giant too, asking that question. Giant said customers are informed before checkout that prices are shown for online orders only and do not apply to in-store purchases. We did find that in tiny print at checkout. A spokesperson also told us Giant direct delivery prices sometimes differ from prices found in-store or pickup, as is typical for delivery services. But that doesn't seem too typical in our area. Fox 43 Finds Out also shopped around at Walmart, Target, and Weis to see if we saw a similar trend. All of those grocery stores did have delivery fees that were disclosed, but the actual prices of the items were the same, no matter if you did store pickup or delivery. And when we told Giant that and asked if they had any response, we never heard back. Also, Shannon told us she doesn't think that one line at checkout is enough to inform people of how much more they might be charged for delivery. Now, of course, it's up to you to decide if that price difference matters and where you shop. All right, well, I'm sure a lot of us cringe when we get a tax bill from the state. But what if that tax bill was 11 figures? Yeah, that's even before the decimal point. Fox 43 finds out how a Lancaster County man got a bill from the state for billions of dollars.
$34,576,826,561.47 in tax, interest, and penalties.
Wait, what? Play that again.
34 billion.
Okay, yeah, he did say billion. That's what the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue claimed Barry Tanger owed the state.
I couldn't fathom what the number was at first. I'm like, it looks like more than $1 million, but like the decimal points are dropped down. They're not even on the same line. There's so many digits.
You're looking at this and you're thinking, okay, what do I do about this? Because obviously I'm not paying this.
Well, there's a phone number right on the letter, so I knew I was going to be calling them and also calling my tax preparer.
He did call the Department of Revenue, and the person who answered the phone was intrigued.
First gentleman I talked to, his first statement was, well, you had a good year. And my response was, I wish.
Obviously, the Department of Revenue said this was a mistake. He was told that one of his tax documents related to an investment property had a bunch of nines on the bottom. Probably enough nines to make it look like his income was more than $99 billion. Tengert was told,
It could have been an input error from your tax firm, or it could have been an interface problem with their program and our program. We don't know yet.
after a few weeks, he got this letter in the mail, showing the state actually owed him $62. That made a lot more sense.
If I ever owed anything to the state, it was more than likely 100 or less.
To confirm, you did not make enough money to pay $30 billion in taxes.
Does anybody? I mean, really, think about that number. Like, you would have to make like 100 trillion a year,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or 100 billion a year, because based on the current tax rates, they take about a third. So you'd have to make 100 billion a year to be taxed 30 billion or thereabouts. Does anybody make 100 billion a year?
No. The answer to that is no. Forbes says Elon Musk is the richest person in the United States. And for some perspective here, most reports state Elon Musk made $94 billion last year. So yeah, even his tax bill would be less than Tengert's. Well, I'd like to be the first to congratulate you on being the richest man in the world.
I wish.
Now, Fox 43 Finds Out did reach out to the Department of Revenue to ask how this could happen and how no one stopped them from sending that letter when it was obviously a mistake. We were told there are 6.5 million returns filed with the department each year, and a representative says the vast majority of those returns are processed without any issues. While they say they resolved the issue, they didn't tell us how they could prevent this from happening in the future. But if you do think something is up with your refund or what you owe, we have the numbers you can call on FOX43.com. And if you have a consumer story or scam that you want me to look into, Fox 43 wants to find out, let me know. Email Fox43FindsOut or Fox43.com, or join the Fox 43 Finds Out group on Facebook. And thanks so much for staying informed with Fox 43 Finds Out. I'm Jackie DeTore. Have a great day.